Hey Scentsy fans, it's Sarah from Scentsy with Sarah Lynn on Facebook. I'm bringing you a video of a different sort this evening from my bedroom in my PJs with wet hair. It's a great look, I know. Some YouTubers go all out with like hair, makeup, lights, fancy. I, on the other hand, don't care what I look like. I'm here to talk about home fragrance, not about my flat iron. So, without further ado, I don't know about you, but a lot of the Scentsy videos are the same. It's a consultant, just a home fragrance fan, talking about scents out of a catalog, reading you scent descriptions, and giving you their personal opinion. I thought maybe perhaps I could do a more in-depth review of the scents out of this year's 2017 Fall and Winter catalog. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of a background. The first scent I decided to do was Caramel Vanilla Delight. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this scent was launched in November 2016 with Scentsy's Winter Brick collection. I wasn't a consultant back then, but from what I remember, all of the buzz, it was immediately a fan favorite, and people were buying it up by the pound. I don't have a Scentsy brick on hand to show you, but a Scentsy brick is huge. It's literally a pound almost of home fragrance. This usually happens once a year. This year, they did it in the spring and summer. So it might happen twice this year, which would be really exciting. But again, with Scentsy, you never know. They're just full of surprises. I didn't order a brick of Caramel Vanilla Delight, so my very first sniff was mid-August when consultants had a chance to buy 25 of the new releases before the September 1st release date. So I was sent a bar of the Caramel Vanilla Delight. I know Scentsy superfans were stoked to see that this made the catalog full-time this year. Super great. And I think the timing for me as well, getting this fall and winter kit mid-August was amazing because I was done with the heat and the tropical, beachy, fruity summer scents. I was so ready for this. So as you can see, I did break it open and warmed it right away, like right away. Couldn't wait. The scent notes say vanilla ice cream, liquid caramel, and a splash of white rum. Cold, all I smell is the vanilla ice cream and the caramel. But when you warm it, you get that amazing white rum scent. It's absolutely to die for. Sounds amazing. It is amazing. So for this little Scentsy scent experiment of mine, I chose to warm this in my bedroom, the room I'm sitting in right now, which is just over 600 square feet, not including the 2 walk-in closets or the regular size closet. I warmed this in our Blue Crush warmer, which uses a 25-watt bulb, I believe. It's a newer warmer. I just got it the first week of June, so fairly new bulb. I chose this warmer because I think it's pretty standard. A lot of people use 25-watt bulbs, if not comparable Blue Crush warmers. So I've never actually studied my home fragrance this closely. Probably like any other person, I just toss in a cube, and when it smells and I like it, it's great. When it stinks and I don't like it, I toss it out. So I found this really interesting to actually observe the performance of this. The first thing that I found, I popped it in, and right now I'm approximately 15 feet, no, I'd say maybe 12 feet away from my warmer. It literally took 45 minutes of it warming It was completely liquefied before I could even detect the fragrance in the room. I didn't notice that before. When I warmed the first 2 cubes, I guess I wasn't paying attention. So that was the first shocker to me. So normally before I have company come over, I like to throw on my warmers so the house smells beautiful, clean, delicious, whatever fragrance I happen to be warming. My guests come in and they're like, wow, what's that smell? I love that wow factor, especially because I'm a consultant and I sell this stuff. But if I have to wait 45 minutes before I can smell my home fragrance, my company might have left by then. So, not saying don't pick this bad boy up, but if you intend on wowing any guests with this, you better put this sucker in early, like at least an hour before you're anticipating guests to arrive. So, once it was liquefied, an hour into melting, it smelled phenomenal, like absolutely delicious. I find some bakery scents too sweet or too artificial, some even like nauseating, artificially sweet. Caramel Vanilla Delight is amazing. It's literally just makes your mouth water. And the funny thing is, it's when I started this little experiment of mine, it was late at night, like well past my cutoff time for snacks, but I kid you not, this was making me crave sweets so bad. Smells like creamy, sweet, delicious rum treats baking in my bedroom. So I also decided to walk around. I left the room and came back just so I could get the full fragrance effect. I noticed that the throw had approximately 12 to 16 foot radius, and that far away it was just the right amount of fragrance, not too strong, not too faint. I warmed the wax for 2 hours the first night, turned it off. The following day I warmed it for another 6 hours, but I noticed the throw was growing fainter and fainter by the hour, so I gave it a stir a couple times. I'm going to get into the difference between element and bulb warmers in a different video. I don't have to stir my element warmers, and I'll explain at another time why. I do have to stir my bulb warmers. So I gave that cube a stir. I'd say as the hours passed on, the radius got less and less and less. So after about 8.5 hours, it was amazing at a 4 foot radius. But anything after 8 feet, you couldn't smell it at all. Again, this is my personal opinion. I like strong home fragrances. If I'm warming this, I want to be able to smell it. So the smaller the radius got, eventually I think it was at about the 10 and a half hour mark. It was no longer identifiable unless you were right beside the warmer or like had the dish right up to your face. So at the 10-hour mark, I turned it off and tossed the wax. So overall, I would give this 7.5, maybe even an 8 on delicious scent factor alone. I've decided I don't advise people warm this after 7 p.m. because you'll want to eat anything and everything sweet in a 500 kilometer radius. Like if you like bakery sweet, delicious, creamy home fragrance, this is the scent for you. However, on the performance end, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. I don't like having to change my wax daily. I'm a little frugal in that regard, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I'm hoarding hundreds of bars of wax in this bedroom. So it's, I don't know. I would like to have my wax for at least 2 days. I think that that's fair. And I know that some of Scentsy's fragrances are more than capable. Like I've had cubes of clothesline last 6 or 7 days even. I could probably even stretch clothesline to 8 days. So I also have to take into consideration the size of the room. Could be because this bedroom is over 600 square feet. It has really high ceilings. This time of year, I apologize, the temperature's dropped, but not enough for me to turn on my furnace. So perhaps later on in the year, when I turn the furnace on and the room heats up, it will bring the fragrance out a little bit more, give it a better throw. So I don't know, like there could be several environmental factors working against me in this little scent experiment. Hang on 2 seconds here. The other thing that I was considering in this is that in my bedroom, there's no other odors to contend with. The reason I also gave it a 4 out of 10, because I think if I was to warm this in a kitchen or a high traffic area of the house where there's other odors to contend with, I don't think it would be a very good performer. In my bedroom, this is all I should be able to smell, but it didn't really do it after, I'd say, the 8-9 hour mark. It was pretty faint. Which brings me to the ultimate decision, like, is this a favorite or a flop? Will I buy this again personally, or will this collect dust? Thought about it. 4 to 10 seems pretty harsh, but I'm going to say that this will probably be one of my favorites on the 2017 Fall and Winter catalog, just based on the delicious scent factor alone. I might gain 15 pounds from the munchies that this induces, but it will definitely be worth it. If you love sweet, creamy, bakery, gourmand scents, and you haven't tried this, Caramel Vanilla Delight is amazing. Perhaps try it in an element warmer and maybe in a smaller room, and hopefully it will perform better for you. Stay tuned for my next installment of this scent score observation of mine, because I already have another cube warming. I'm 3 hours into an observation of the new scent release, Sweet Cream Spice. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and ding that bell for future content notifications, or join me on Facebook. Once again, thanks for watching.